Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for listening. Today we are going to talk about who has the most pressure in Philadelphia, and we're going to narrow down to three athletes: Carson Wentz, Bryce Harper, or Ben Simmons. Keisha, would you like to start, or would you want me to go?
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
All right. Who has the most pressure? All right. So I guess we can look at it in two ways. We can look at it who has the most pressure this year or who has the most pressure long term. I would say this. Carson Wentz, nobody feels like he can't play football. Everybody knows Carson Wentz could play. So there's no pressure on him to develop his game, become a better quarterback. That dude solidified. We know Carson Wentz is a great quarterback. The only criticism of Carson Wentz is, can he stay healthy? Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is a former MVP, all-star player. We know the man can play ball. The only thing that Bryce Harper is now worried about is he going to be a Hall of Fame player? And can he live up to that $330 million contract? Good Lord. Jeez, they paying a lot in baseball. Baseball is where you need to go, everybody. I don't care what you say. $330 million. So can he live up to that contract? And then Ben Simmons. We all know that Ben Simmons can play. Ben Simmons is an all-star. There is no... Hang on, Keisha. Hang on. We're just talking about... We're just talking about, we know that Ben Simmons can play ball. We know that Ben Simmons has a flaw in his game right now. So that's what we know, okay? So when we break down who has the most pressure, I think this is a very interesting discussion. It depends on how you look at it. I believe football is probably the most important sport. Well, we all know football is king. Football is king.
Don't you call this America's sport?
No. Well,
you stop it.
No. Well, wait a minute. I would say it's the new America's pastime. It's not baseball anymore.
Well, baseball.
Okay, so
baseball is like a
Keisha, you do realize football. Keisha, you do realize football on every rating, it outrates everything.
I disagree. I think
but you can't disagree with facts.
Wrong. I think there are fake polls.
How do you fake polls?
No way.
Keisha,
there's no way.
You know what we do for a living, and you know that.
I disagree.
Keisha, football outranks.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm biased. I disagree. I don't.
She disagree with facts, y'all. These are facts.
Yeah, because facts can be wrong.
They're not wrong. We talk.
Disagree.
Anyway, so just on the basis of football, okay, fine, Keisha. We know that football is a popular sport in the United States, okay, if not the most popular.
Yeah, I agree with.
And the quarterback is the most important position in that sport. Right. So therefore, in Philadelphia, Carson Wentz is probably, he's definitely one of the most important athletes in our city.
Probably the most loved.
I don't know. We might have to talk about that another time. I think Carson Wentz actually does not have the most pressure. You know why? Because the Eagles have already won a Super Bowl. Now, had the Eagles not won a Super Bowl and Carson Wentz was getting hurt, oh yeah, the fire would have been on his ass. Like,
agree.
Okay,
for that reason.
Hang on, you're gonna get in a second. Bryce Harper. To live up to 10 years, $330 million, I mean, you're doomed to fail. Nobody can. I'm sorry, not 10. It's 13. It's 13 years.
Kind of money.
13 years.
Care if you win a.
No, I mean for him, ain't no.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like. Care. But in this town, he ain't playing in D.C. He playing in a real
lifetime contract.
That's right. He playing in a real sports town. Anyway, But it's still people are going to get on Bryce Harper strictly about his contract. They want this man to hit 40 home runs, driving 120 RBIs, and he has to make the Phillies win 2 World Series. When we know in baseball, a position player does not have that kind of influence like it does on a basketball court.
If I don't do my job, I get fired. So whatever.
He is doing his job. I mean, he's going to finish with 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. And the Phillies, as we're speaking right now, are in a playoff race. So he's doing his job. Okay. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons.
Let me guess.
Ben Simmons, Keisha, has the most pressure.
How did I know this Sixers sympathizer was going to pick Ben Simmons?
And you know why? You know why Ben Simmons has the most pressure? Because if Ben Simmons does not develop his game, the Sixers will not win a championship, and they have a 4-year window. Am I wrong? So if he doesn't develop a game, the Sixers can still win a chip? Is that what you're saying?
Pressure is not solely on him.
No, it's on him because listen,
I disagree.
JoJo, everybody knows JoJo can play. There's no pressure.
Can he?
No.
Can he play?
JoJo, like Carson Wentz, people just expect is like we know the man can play. It's just can he be healthy? Yes, we do. You don't know. Maybe you don't know, but the rest of us already came on the other side of the street. You still standing on the other side. I don't know what you're waiting on. That bus ain't coming. All right.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be on the right side of history.
Oh, you on the right side of history?
And when we have throwback Thursdays for podcasts, we gonna play some of my Sixers and we're gonna be like, yeah.
No, Ben Simmons has the most pressure because he actually has a flaw in his game, unlike Bryce Harper and Carson Wentz. Ben Simmons needs to develop a jump shot. You know what I mean? So he actually has something that he actually has to work on. So you have that pressure, and we know
pressure. That's being an athlete. You always have something to work on.
No, Keisha. I mean, but we agree that he needs to work on his jump shot, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't put the pressure on him.
I'm saying there's a flaw in his game. Like there's no flaw in Carson Wentz's game. There's no flaw in Bryce Harper's game. There's a flaw in Ben Simmons' game. So already he has to catch up. Now, Ben Simmons is young. I mean, Ben Simmons is young, so he has a long time to go. Ben Simmons has already missed a year. You know what I mean? So remember his rookie year. He didn't play his rookie year. He missed the season. So I'm not going to say he's injury prone because he's certainly not. But, that's a little knock that people want to say, he missed a year of basketball, blah, 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 blah.
Decision-making prone.
Anyway. You know what? Anyway, that is why I believe Ben Simmons has the most pressure because if he does not develop this game, and like I said, the Sixers have a 4-year window, and I'm basing it on the contract that he just signed. Thank you, Rich Paul. Thank you, Philadelphia 76ers. Thank you, Ben Simmons, for committing to this team for 4 years. We got Joe Locke, we got Tobias, and we got Al Horford. So this Sixers team has a 4-year window. I feel like the Eagles have a 4-year
window to do what?
No, to me, the 4-year window win a championship. If they don't win in 4 years, I don't.
4 years?
Yes, they have a 4 years. Yes,
no,
Keisha.
They need a 2-year window.
No, what I'm saying, I hope they do win in 2 years, Keisha. But I'm saying, realistically, there's
giving me flashbacks, or you're bringing up. Like,
realistically, don't you believe the Sixers realistically have a 4-year window to win a championship? Right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, all right, then you don't agree with me.
That's another podcast.
Anyway, my answer is Ben Simmons. What say you, Keisha?
I'm going to wrap this up quickly, people. Number one, first of all, I think the question is somewhat flawed because
Why?
Because of who has the most pressure to do what, but on a team. So it's hard for me to say when you're dealing with teams you have your franchise player, you have your stars.
Yes.
But is it pressure to win? I think it's unfair to place that on the shoulders of one person. But since we're doing that, I disagree.
That's what we do.
I disagree that it's Ben Simmons.
Okay. All right.
I think the player with the most pressure is Carson Wentz because they most recently won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Because since he's been here, he has not been the one to take us to the.
He got us to the playoffs.
But he hasn't.
He didn't play in the playoff game.
Into the playoffs.
Yeah, he hasn't played the playoff game.
So the reason he was brought here was to get us a Super Bowl.
Yes, right? The Eagles won a Super Bowl.
Right, not. In part because of him.
Yes.
Not because of him.
Okay.
So then last season, all right, we're going to go back to back because now Wentz is better than ever.
Actually, right? I didn't feel that way.
A lot of people did.
Some people did.
And so Nick Foles came up short.
Love you, Nick.
He's going to live his best life.
Yes.
So because Wentz no longer has that safety net, the pressure is now on him.
Oh, my God.
Wentz will tell you himself.
That's not a safety net for him.
Not saying he gets hurt and if I get hurt, then I got Nick Foles. But now the pressure becomes, I can't get hurt because I don't have Nick Foles. I have.
No, it would be worse.
I have Sudfeld and can't throw the ball Kessler.
I strongly disagree.
So the pressure. This listen, we disagree respectfully. That was my first sentence.
I strongly disagree.
So, in my opinion, my humble opinion, because I'm not going to say I'm the best football person, but I know enough to hold a conversation.
Of course, okay? Absolutely.
In my opinion, and because so much onus, like you said, is put on the quarterback.
Sure.
Like when win or loss, people don't even talk about the other players. What did the quarterback do?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's your primary player in football. That's who you build your team around, period. Offense, defense, what type of quarterback do you have?
Absolutely.
So in my opinion, in a team sport, and a question that is somewhat fundamentally flawed, asking about the pressures of an individual on a team.
This is Philly, man.
I would say Carson Wentz has the most pressure.
When I said I disagreed, there was one part of the conversation where I disagree with you. When you said that Carson Wentz had a safety net in Nick Foles, so therefore there's more pressure. No, to me, that wasn't a safety net for him, not anymore. Nick had already won a chip, and Nick was coming again for another chip. Like, we could have had another chip. So to me, it would have been more pressure if Nick Foles was there, because he's like, I can't get hurt again. Because if I get hurt again, that's it for me. I might get traded. So now with Nick Foles going, there's less pressure.
No, it's more pressure because he's like, I've never gone that far. I've never taken us to the promised land.
Yeah, but that was already there.
People, even though that now it's 2 years past since we won, people are still like, Wentz is the guy to get us to the next Super Bowl.
But think about which is heavier. If I had a bag, which is heavier? Think about this. As fans, we know we got a Super Bowl, right? So we're like, all right. Imagine no. Just Keisha, listen to me.
Not relax, Wentz. We already
No. I agree. No, Keisha, listen. I want a dynasty. That's what I want. That's the next level for me as a sports fan. I've seen chips. All my teams has won chips. I've seen them all. The Flyers, I was a baby, so I don't remember that. But everybody else, I've seen. You know what I mean? Think about this. The fact that the Eagles have won a Super Bowl, there's a little less pressure. Now, I'm not saying there's none, especially in this town. Obviously, it is. But imagine if they had not won a Super Bowl.
Okay, well,
that would be
why it's not the other two.
Off the chain.
Let me tell you why it's not the other two.
Why?
First of all, there's 1,000 people on the baseball team, right? Bryce Harper's only brought in for one thing, which is hitting home runs.
But the contract
baseball is a convoluted, complicated sport. It's like
I agree.
If one person's not doing their job, you're screwed. So that is a complete team game. Like, you need every person to be at their best. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta have a good, like in basketball, football, you got 2-3 solid, maybe 20% of your team has to be solid. I think in baseball, 80% of your team has to be performing at their peak. I don't know, but that's my assessment of it from what I see. So that's my take on Bryce Harper. Like, he's doing his job, and the team is still not where we expect them to be.
Well, they're in the playoff hunt. They're at the very least.
Yeah,
it's
but
like mediocre.
They were supposed to be like number 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So even with him doing his job, they're still not where they're supposed to be. So that relieves the pressure off of him.
You realize his contract is one of the highest ever. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, if I got a historical contract, I'm going to historically do my job and not worry about the rest. And that's what's happening in baseball. With basketball, I'm not going to say the Sixers because people like to call me a hater, so I'm not going to talk about the Sixers specifically. But in general, with basketball, if you don't have a good coach,
there they go,
then you can't really put pressure, because in basketball, the coach is the coach matters, and the coach has to put those pressures or alleviate those pressures on the star players, or they don't do their jobs. In football, he's going out there, he's leading the team, he's calling the plays, and he hasn't done what he was brought here to do. And we met that goal without him. So that's like, ugh.
Not without him. No, it wasn't without him.
Okay. Despite his injury, he got us to the playoff.
He was MVP, man.
That man was not in the playoff games.
That's I know.
So for that reason, because he's like, they got it without me. Why did they keep me and not Nick Foles? That's what would be in my head as a player. I would be it. So I'm from a player standpoint, I think the pressure is on Carson Wentz.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. There you have. We had it. We got to give you that Philly flavor. So at the end of the day, I think all three of these young men are going to bring a championship to Philadelphia. We'll talk about that some other time. I'm going.
See who's the optimist.
I'm jumping in the pool. I don't care. I'm jumping in like Tom Brady jumping in the joint with a little girl. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, Philly. I'm grabbing Philly by the hand. We jumping in.
I'll bring him back to reality. And I still love Philly.
All right, y'all. Peace.